Hello, Chiropractic First of Rockford family. Dr. Johnny Kirk here with my newsletter. And so happy April, everyone. I like to write newsletters to start the month. And this month, it's pertaining to how chiropractic care can correct whiplash. Now, here's the thing with whiplash. What is it? A lot of times people think it has to be this big injury, this big motor vehicle accident, and that is not the case. In fact, if you look at my newsletter, there's different research articles that show when you get into a low collision, low speed impact, people sometimes call it a fender bender, but it's maybe something between the lines of 5 to 10 miles per hour. They hit your bumper, you feel a jolt. That is whiplash, okay? Now, you can walk away from an accident, great. I mean, that's life-altering sometimes, but what is whiplash? What is it itself? Because 6 million people, drivers and occupants, go through these low collision, low speed impacts, and they walk away and feeling fine. But the bumper of your car is willing to sustain 7 to 10 miles per hour of damage with no damage, with nothing at all. It'll hit that and you won't even feel it. But the same is not true for your spine. Your spine goes through whiplash, and the way that it's called whiplash is because normally you have this 45-degree curve in the neck. You can imagine something hits from behind, you have a whip into the neck, and then it stops abruptly. And when you look at, let's say, x-ray, right? That's why it is so important to get x-rays taken, even if you think you don't have any injuries. Remember, only 10% of your nerves feel pain, because if you ever were to look at, let's say, someone who has had whiplash and they didn't do anything about it, and they let it get to a point of damage. The image on the left shows a mostly normal curve, right? 45 degrees, good disc, smooth curve, even alignment. The person on the right had maybe a minor fender bender. They thought nothing was going to come from it. 15 years later, you can see specifically there's that S-shaped curve. You can see that there is loss of disc space at the most common area, the most common site, C5, C6, C7. And the problem with that is it will lead to neurological changes, and it can lead to degenerative arthritis. And I see this all the time. I'll see this from maybe a kid that said, yeah, I was in a car accident with my mom and dad when I was like 12 and nothing came of it, but I have headaches now. I'm 22, 23. I don't know what the problem is. I take an x-ray and I see they have this S-shaped curve, whiplash damage to the neck. And specifically, the problem with that is if you have this, right, if you have that, you have ligament damage that is lets you just like a rubber band. If it snaps, you are unable to retain the structure of those bones, the structure of those vertebrae, and over time, gravity, right? We're on our phone, our head's forward, we're rounded, we're slouched. Over time, you can lose that structure. You can lead to further subluxation and further neurological damages that maybe are not seen in someone your age. And as you age, it gets worse. However, spinal correction, what do we do at Chiropractic First of Rockford, is the way to correct it. It's the way to correct whiplash because we use spinal specific x-rays. We do pre-exercises. We give you specific spinal adjustments. We give you post-exercises like the neck traction, and then even give you things at home. All those things are done to repair and fix and correct this whiplash so it's not going to give you long-term injuries down the line. And so often, I do not want to see someone who was in a minor fender bender that could have got this corrected super fast, 2-3 months, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, and they're able to allow that spine to get corrected as close to 100% as possible. Because the longer you wait, the longer this could lead to something that can be more life-altering. But read that newsletter. I would love for your feedback. And if you think of anyone that might need to get an x-ray, if they were in a car accident, a minor fender bender a few years ago and want to get checked out, bring them in. We'll make sure that we take care of them. So let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys are having an awesome start to the month of April, and we look forward to seeing you in the clinic.